You want to see it.
All righty, welcome to the After Hours of TC Restani podcast. I am your host, TC Restani, and I have an unbelievable panel of experts here tonight. I'm going to introduce them down the line. Of course, the one and the only, the greatest celebrity stalker of all time, South Boston Jeff's in the house.
What's happening, TC? Great to be back.
Unbelievable. Colonel Bull Montana is here, the living legend. How you doing there, Colonel?
Hey, what's happening out there? All you iPod lovers, hello.
iPod. You're going back a couple of years there. And, of course, making his return on the program, the one and the only Boomerang Chastain is here. What's going on,
Hello,
Boomerang?
DC.
How you doing, pal?
All right.
And we have unbelievable guests in studio tonight. They are longtime, close personal friends of mine. In fact, they are in the After Hours of TC Restani Guest Hall of Fame. I could be talking about none other than Donnie and Dave, the Signature Boys.
How you doing, TC?
Hey,
How you
TC,
doing,
what's
everybody
happening,
out
man?
there?
How you going? Dave, I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. TC. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You know,
It has been a while.
Out of contact for a while in Jamaica and
Jamaica?
Yep, came back and a little tan.
You look good there, Dave.
Doing good, you know.
What about you, Donnie? I haven't seen you since back in April.
It's been crazy, man. A lot of stuff going on. Meeting a lot of new celebrities, seeing a lot of people. I just came back from California. I was out there for a while, and
Unbelievable.
I met the woman of my dreams.
Oh,
And,
yeah?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now, for those of you out there who are listening to our podcast for the first time, or your longtime listeners out there, the Signature Boys go back a long way. Now, you guys have a unique hobby. For those of you who don't know what their hobby is, they collect celebrity autographs. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that do celebrity autographs, but not like the Signature Boys. They actually get them signed on their body and then tattooed in. These guys are unbelievable. You guys have been on Howard Stern. You've been in the Boston Globe. You've been in here, there, and everywhere. Now, Donnie, how did you and Dave actually get started doing this fantastic signature hobby?
Well, it all went back to 1995 when I went to a KISS convention, and I happened to spend the day there and was kind of hanging around, not realizing that, you know, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley were going to be coming out later in the day, and I really didn't have nothing for them to sign. I didn't bring any memorabilia or anything with me because I wasn't anticipating meeting them. And at the end of the night, Gene came out and Paul came out, and I just kind of was like, when am I going to have them sign? I have nothing to sign. So the whole idea came about is have them sign my arm. So when I approached Gene Simmons about it, he kind of looked at me at first and was like, you know, really, you sure you want me to do it's going to be on your body for the rest of your life? So I said, yeah, you know, absolutely. I would love nothing more than to have you sign my arm. I mean, I've been loving you guys since I was like 6 years old. So he took his marker out and he signed me. And that was pretty much the beginning of the whole thing. And then about 10 minutes later, I went over to Paul Stanley and he did it, and that was 2. And after that was over with, I went to a payphone and I called Dave on the phone. I said, Dave, you won't believe what just happened. And I said, I got this great idea. I said, and Dave was like, really? That's a great idea. And he actually drove me, because tattoos weren't legal in Massachusetts at the time. So Dave actually drove me up to New Hampshire, and those were the first 2, and that's how it all pretty much started. And after that, we just kept going and going and going.
What about you, Dave?
And then thinking about it, I was like, this is crazy. I was like, you're crazy, Donnie. Then all of a sudden it started dawning on me. I said, you know something, this is a good idea. I like this idea. Because I was just getting tattoos of little things and this and that. And I was like, okay. So we get to see Ace Frehley 2 nights in a row, you know, backstage. And it was really great. And so I'm like, Ace, will you sign my arm? And he was like, yeah, okay. And, you know, so he signed it. And so that's the first one I got was Ace Frehley. And then it turned into like 136. So.
136 autographs.
Yeah.
Now, I've been there for a few of those that you've gotten there. In
Yes,
fact,
you have.
my name is on your arm.
Yes, you are.
TC Restani. I don't know what number I was on there, but
You're on there.
I am on there, and I'm also signed on you too, Donnie.
Yes, you are.
Now, you guys have been like all over the country getting signatures from, you know, who's who, but most of the time it's like musicians, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We kept it in the musical category. I did in the beginning, anyways. What happened was after Howard Stern, we started branching off and getting, you know, different types of celebrities, movie actors, movie actresses, and you know, I worked with the WWE for 7 years, so then I started getting a lot of the WWE people.
Right.
So it basically turned into a big ball. I mean, I didn't ever expect it to turn into what it did. I was definitely really, happy and amazed with how far I've come with it. It's
And
really, really
I've
good.
seen actually Hulk Hogan sign your back. I mean, your entire back is the giant Hulk Hogan autograph on the back.
Yes,
For life.
Yeah. Actually, Hulk Hogan. Actually, this is going to sound a little far fetched, but Hulk Hogan actually asked to sign me. I didn't. Usually, I approach the celebrity and say, will you sign me? This particular meeting was Hulk Hogan saying, I want to sign you. So it was not only did I meet him and get him to sign me, but it was like, wow, you're asking me.
And underneath that it says the little letters Jimmy Hart.
Yep. Then we got Jimmy Hart, because Jimmy Hart was there at the time too. It was basically me, Jimmy Hart, Hulk Hogan, and my other buddy. We were in a room at the Sheraton Hotel in Framingham, and I walked into this room and it was really surreal. And there was Hogan standing there and Jimmy Hart with his little megaphone, and I just went back to like 1984, 85. I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Now, you guys go to a lot of lengths to get these autographs. In fact, I almost saw you, Dave, break your neck trying to get Eric Roberts' autograph one night at the at the Rock and Shock. I mean, you went over like the rope guardrail and almost broke your neck. And
I did.
What was Eric Roberts' reaction when you came over and said, "Could you sign my hand?"
Let's put it this: he put Eric Roberts, then he put XO. I have no idea why he did that.
Well,
I mean,
maybe he's a fan.
I don't know.
I know he's a peaceful guy and he goes out to the Joshua Tree all the time.
He was a very nice guy, And then after that we met Andrew Dice Clay.
Right.
And then but Eric Roberts, meeting him I met him twice.
Right.
And I got to show it to him, and he was like, "Well, let me sign you again." I said, "Well, okay." And I just never got it back in. So, but he was very nice guy. He was just so into it.
Unbelievable. Now, Donnie, I was actually there the day that you got one of your idols, Priscilla Presley. I mean,
Oh, yes.
what a story that was. You were just
Wow.
waiting in line just to say hi to her.
That's correct.
And all of a sudden, she started seeing all your autograph tattoos on your arm, and you saw the tattoo of her daughter, Lisa Marie.
That's right.
And the tattoo of Elvis's face.
Yep.
And she was charging an ungodly amount of money
It was insane.
to get her autograph, but she was actually wanted to be part of your collection.
I was in the utmost shock that night. I'll never forget that. I believe I turned like stone cold white.
You did. You almost passed out.
Yeah, I did. I turned
Jeff,
white.
Jeff is there to witness it as well.
I had to get a water bottle and put it on my jugular vein and whatnot, because it was intense. I couldn't believe. Not only I couldn't believe that she didn't want to take any money from me, but then just the way she, the reception that I got from her, and she spent seemed like forever with me, talking to me, and
she took pictures for her website and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that's right. The pictures were on her Facebook page, on her website. I mean, it was so flattering. I mean, when that happens now with celebrities with me instead of me, I mean, I still go after them, but when I see that kind of reception and they come after me, it just makes all of this so much worthwhile and so much more that I want to keep doing it and going after things. It's just
And
great.
I know your guys' favorite tattoo is obviously my signature on your arm.
Yes, it is.
But
Totally.
who would be your favorite one that you have? And I'm going to talk to you, Dave, first. Who's the favorite one you have other than mine?
George Romero.
George Romero, the film director.
Absolutely.
The horror guy. Now, how was that story?
Well, it was kind of weird. He was at Rock and Shock.
Right.
And then the line was just was insane. So I kind of was pointing at the ceiling. I was pretending to be a security thing, and I went through and I cut people, and I ended up landing there. He didn't even charge me. He was just like,
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to charge somebody when you're signing a human being. It's not like an 8 by 10 or something.
I've never done this before. He goes, I don't like causing people pain, but look at you. He goes, okay, and he just signed it. And he goes, so I think I'm the only one that has George A. Romero on their arm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, what about you, Donnie? Who's your favorite?
That's going to be tough for me because I have so many favorite ones. Besides yours, TC, yours
course.
is definitely one of my favorite ones.
Absolutely.
And I didn't charge either.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
didn't. You didn't. I got to say, oh, man, this is going to be really tough. I got to say,
Lisa Marie.
yeah, Lisa Marie Presley, I got to say one, but I really got to say, too, that I love the Howard Stern one. I'm a huge fan of Howard Stern. I've always
too.
been a big fan of Howard Stern. To be able to go on his show and do that was a very big thrill for me. So I got to say Howard Stern.
Okay, Howard Stern. Now, how did you guys actually get on the Howard Stern radio show?
I had called in from work. See, I had a job where I was manager.
Yeah.
And it was slow, and I had just called in the show, and I got on. And I said, because I said celebrity signatures. So what happened was he was just talking and trying to make fun of me and whatever. And I was telling him about Joni, Laura, China, and God rest her soul.
Yeah, God rest
But
her.
anyways, and he was laughing at that, but then I was telling him all these other ones, and then he made it. I said love to come in and get your signature, and
And he's kind of like a germaphobe, right?
oh, he is a germaphobe. Yeah, he was like signing me, like didn't even want to touch me. I'm like, okay, but it came out really good, but the thing was it was just like a quick thing, but we were on the air for about a half hour. So I mean,
And they were good,
really
you guys.
worked
They
out
put you up at the
well.
hotel and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
the
Oh, yeah.
hotel. We got the accommodations. We got the travel. We got some dinner. It was pretty cool.
Not many people can say they were guests on the Howard Stern show. Just calling
We're
them
going
randomly.
back though. We're going back on.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
I know you guys are.
Yeah, we're going back. Yeah.
Now, here's the biggest question. Whose autograph do you have on you, and they rubbed you the wrong way, and you'd like to get it removed?
I got to say Lita from WWE.
Really?
Yeah, Lita was very. I mean, we did make up actually last June finally after about 6 years, but Lita was very tough. That whole day was kind of like a bad deal. I don't know why. If maybe we got her on the wrong day, but yeah, that was probably at the time, and until I made up with her last year, that probably would have been the one that I wanted to take off.
What about you, Dave?
I don't. I'm a very particular person. If I don't really like the person,
You're not gonna
or if
bother
I'm not
getting it.
sure, I'm not getting them.
Right.
I'll get it on a piece of paper or whatever.
Here's
How
the,
you doing? See you
here's the
later, bye.
ultimate question. Who is the ultimate person that you haven't gotten yet that you would kill to have sign you?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, huh?
Oh, he's hard to kill, you know.
He is hard to kill. He's above the law, too. Right. I know all those movies.
For
Out
me-
for Justice and all this stuff. So Steven Seagal. Well, he does these fan cons now.
But what I did was, a couple, it was about a year and a half. I had wrote to him, and he sent me back like a letter and then an 8x10 glossy with his signature, and I'm like, this is great. So, but I wrote back to him like, are you going to be in the area, Boston area, anytime? And he's like, well, no, I'm down in New Orleans. He was doing that show where he was a cop.
Right.
And now he stopped doing that. Now he's making more movies. So he's kind of like in the process of retiring.
He'll
so,
show up at one of these Comic Cons eventually.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I really do. Because
Now-
once he retires.
Now, I know Donnie very well. Let's see if I can actually guess who his ultimate signature is. All right. Now, you have, like, Olive Kiss, right?
Yep.
You have Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
You have, Priscilla Presley.
Yep.
I think I know who you want the most. And I'm going to say it's the Material Girl, Madonna.
Wow.
Am I right?
TC.
He's right.
You were very right. I can't believe
You're
that.
right, TC.
Now,
know me.
where would you want Madonna to sign you?
Madonna, I always said it right across my lower part of my stomach. What I told the Herald when they interviewed me was I would like to get either Madonna or get her real name, Louise Ciccone, right across my stomach.
Yeah,
That would be
go on.
one that I'd really love to get. I'm still chasing it as we speak right now. I have a few leads, but I'm waiting for her to come back to Boston. She was here this past year, and
Does she still go out for her morning jogs?
yeah, she goes out for her morning jogs, but see, when she comes to Boston, she takes a helicopter on top of the garden.
Oh, of course.
She doesn't stay on the ground at all, so I went down there. I spent the whole day, waited outside, got some leads, went around the back, went around the front. Pretty much after about 9.5 hours, and they came out and finally told me that, she's going to be arriving up on the top of the building, that she wasn't going to be coming out to see any of the fans. So I kind of packed up and went home, and I haven't given up yet, TC. I'm still, as long as she keeps
I hope
touring.
I hope you actually get your fantasy fulfilled there.
Well,
Yeah,
our journey is definitely not over.
No, I can still see skin. That's why. So until you're completely covered.
Yeah.
Now I notice you guys don't have any signatures on your head,
No.
Not that you can see.
not on your
Not that
face
you
or
can
anything.
say. No, I definitely won't do that.
You definitely won't do
No,
that, huh?
no,
What
I
if
won't
all
do
right?
that.
What if Madonna comes up to you, Donnie, and says the only place I'm going to sign is your forehead? Would you do it?
That would be tough. That's a good question,
Would
TC.
you do it?
I don't know if I would. I'd want to be honest with you. If I had a lot of money and I was rich, I probably would do it. But as far as, having to keep my day job and do what I do professionally, I probably wouldn't gel. So I'd probably have to pass up. It'd be the hardest thing to do, but I'd probably have to pass up if that was
I'd
my
do it.
only.
Would you?
That was my
Oh,
only
yes,
choice.
I would.
It wouldn't be a tough thing to pass up for bum fighting, Donnie.
That's right.
True. He tattooed bum fights right on his forehead.
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Now, you guys are awesome. You guys are the signature boys, world famous. You're going to be joining us for the rest of the show. But I'm going to go around and ask everybody else here on the panel, which celebrity would you get tattooed on your body? And I'm going to start with you, Colonel Bull Montana. What celebrity would you want tattooed on your body?
That's gonna be one of the ladies that I tried to ask at a Chiller Theater in Jersey. Lena Ford.
Lita Ford, huh?
Yeah.
I know she's on your body,
Yeah,
right?
Lita Ford's on my stomach, yeah.
Well, you can't see it here. I'm looking at signature board Dave and Donnie. They're lifting up their shirts, and they have Lita Ford tattooed near their belly buttons down there. So you'd want Lita Ford, just like the signature boys, huh?
Correct.
Unbelievable. What about you there, Boomerang Chastain?
It should be, it probably be a wrestler too, right?
Anybody you want. Which celebrity?
Charlotte.
Who?
Charlotte.
Oh, Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Out of all the people in wrestling, you want Charlotte's autograph. Now, where would you have it? On your arm, your head, your stomach?
On my stomach.
On your stomach, huh?
Yeah.
Big Charlotte written across your stomach. Unbelievable. What about you, South Boston, Jeff?
Well, I've met quite a few celebrities myself.
Oh, you're the
but
greatest
it would
celebrity
be,
stalker of all time.
But it would be an honor to get the writer and composer of my favorite album all time, Pink Floyd, The Wall. I'd get Roger Waters tattooed.
Roger Waters.
Right,
choice,
yeah,
Jeff.
right on my
Roger.
back, and then I'd
Good choice.
tattoo a wall. A bunch of bricks around it. I'd make something.
That's
cool.
a great
Oh,
idea,
that's a
Jeff.
great idea.
I would have Selma Hayek sign a part of my body, but I'm not going to say where. So if you're out there, Selma, Blue Sharpie, come on down, honey. Unbelievable. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a big-time commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Colonel Bull Montana and a little trip he took to Chicago 18 years ago on the Jerry Springer Show. We'll be right back after this. This is After Hours with TC, Restani, the podcast.
Hi, I'm Sunny Leone, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
Alrighty, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. We are back here at my podcast penthouse. We're here with South Boston Jeff, Colonel Bull Montana, Boomerang Chastain, and the world-famous Signature Boys are in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And we're talking about all things celebrity and all one fun things that they're tattoos and whatnot. Now, Colonel Bull Montana, as you're down there sucking down your Diet Coke, that's probably one of the biggest bottles of Diet Coke I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it reminds me of that scene in Strange Brew when that guy was inside the giant beer keg and he drank it all. It's about the size of that. Now, Colonel, are you gonna burp over there or what?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, unbelievable. Now, Colonel, 18 years ago, in I believe it was 1998, you and a few other people got invited out to be guests on not the Howard Stern show. I had them on my mind. The Jerry Springer show, when it was out in Chicago. Now they're based in Stamford, Connecticut. What was actually, you never made it to air. So what actually happened? Because a good fan of ours out there, a new fan, who's probably one of the greatest cosplayers of all time, Whitney Wickham, wanted to know the story of Colonel Bull Montana and Jerry Springer.
Well, one day I got a phone call in my house by a couple of I believe it was one of the people that call you up and they tell you
Like the guest coordinators.
a guest coordinator.
Okay.
And they called the house one day and they go, Bull, and I go, yes, you got to be at the airport early in the morning by 5:30 in the morning. You got to go to fly to Chicago. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, yep, this is the coordinator from the Jerry Springer show.
Now, this wasn't just a random phone call. You knew someone who knew somebody on the Jerry Springer show, and you requested that you wanted to be on the show,
Correct.
and you actually flew out there. So when you were out there, give us the details of what happened. You landed in Chicago,
Right?
and then you did your little shtick on the show, but they wouldn't put you on the show.
That's
So
right.
give us what goes on behind the scenes at the Jerry Springer show.
Well, they put you up in a hotel right down midtown there in
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town. Then they pick you up and when you arrive from Boston, they pick you up in a limousine down there.
Oh, yeah?
At Chi-Town Airport there.
Okay.
They drop you off
That would be O'Hara Airport. Yeah.
O'Hare Airport. Correct. Sorry. Then you bring your stuff upstairs. Then limousine driver, they take you right from the hotel.
We don't need the whole itinerary. So you get backstage at the Jerry Springer show. Now, did you actually come face to face with Jerry?
Right, I did. It was after the show.
After the show, because now before the show, I know what happened because there was a friend of ours who was down there on the show as well. He was a trailer park trash punk, and he was on the show with you as well. And they said, Jerry Springer said, that man right there, Colonel Bull Montana, I know who he is. He is too big and too unique for this program. And it was Jerry's call not to have you on the show because he was looking out for you because you were not the riffraff and scumbags that appear on those shows. So he respected who you were and said, the Colonel's a longtime close personal friend of a friend of mine, and I'm not going to subject him to go out there and make a fool out of him. And that's why you weren't on the Jerry Springer show, correct?
Correct.
Unbelievable. See, you're too cool for Jerry Springer. And hats off to Jerry Springer for being cool and not to let you go out there and people make an ass out of you on that program. Unbelievable. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is, do you know what happened 40 years ago this week?
What happened?
No, what happened, TC?
Okay, 40 years ago this week, there was a satellite going around the planet of Mars. You've all heard of the planet Mars. Reno, you've heard of the planet Mars,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the planet Mars there, Boomerang Chastain?
Yeah.
You have been to Mars. You know, that
Yeah.
it would explain a lot because you kind of look like what I'm going to talk about right now. 40 years ago, a satellite was going around the planet Mars and captured an image of what looks like a face on Mars. Now, people say it was a trick of lighting and whatnot, but the theory is there's a guy out there by the name of Richard C. Hoagland who worked for NASA, and he was the science guy for Walter Cronkite on the CBS Evening News back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And when he saw this image, he became fascinated by it because it kind of reminiscent of like the Egyptian stuff you see over in Egypt, like the Sphinx or the pyramids and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And after close investigation, he got more pictures of the planet Mars and find out that there actually was pyramids on Mars. Wow. And it's insane that there was actually, and his theory is that hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years ago, there was an advanced civilization in our galaxy, and they had a galactic war.
Wow.
And they nuked Mars and all the life on there, and the oceans, dried up, for years. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's no life on Mars. There's no water ever on Mars. And what are they finding all of a sudden? Little amoebas flying around, and there was once water there. NASA knows that there was a civilization there, but they're just not going to tell anybody because that would screw with everybody on this planet. It would cause a religious war everywhere because it would prove that, we're not from here. We're from out there.
Right. They made a movie, Mission to Mars.
Right.
If you remember.
I do remember that
movie about that face.
Right.
And it kind of is the same thing you're talking about.
Right. I have no doubt in my mind that, we are not the only people in this universe. No way.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that the human race actually migrated here from space.
I think so, too.
I mean, if you go all throughout history and whatnot, if you go back, every ancient civilization on Earth says they saw something flying up in space.
Oh, sure.
UFO. They're called UFOs. How do we know that those weren't our ancestors from out there bringing more humans here millions and thousands of years ago? Yeah. You never know about that. What do you think about that, Reno, down there? Since you said you've been there.
No.
You've never been? Oh, you're taking back history?
Haven't.
You haven't been there?
No.
Colonel, you're out of your mind. What do you think about this theory that there's a face on Mars?
I believe that's probably our ancestors.
You believe that, huh?
Correct.
South Boston Jeff, what's your theory on this?
Well, I believe the theory. I believe in the theory of that the government there's a lot that the government's not telling us about what they find with the aliens and everything. Stuff has been going on for years like that.
Oh, absolutely. I
Sure.
believe.
I
What do you think
too.
about that,
Yeah,
Donnie?
Hangar 18, for instance. I mean, all that stuff that happened out west and
Area 51.
Yeah, Area 51. I mean, that's another thing that I strongly believe in. I watch programs on it. I do a lot of research, TC, and I highly believe in a lot of that stuff.
Now, here's the big question. If aliens landed tomorrow and offered you a ride into outer space, would you go? Knowing that
yes,
you could
yes, I
never
would.
come back.
Absolutely.
You would.
Nah, knowing
would.
that I can never come back, probably no, because I have a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of good things happening right now.
Just think of the aliens you could get signed.
Yeah,
on
sure
your
too.
own.
You know who I'd want to get signed? I want to try to find E.T.
Really?
Sign me, yeah.
Well, you just got to bring some Reese's Pieces and all that other junk, and you'll find them down there. Now, Reno, would you, if an alien came down tomorrow and said, "Get on my spaceship, and I'm going to take you into outer space and never come back," would you go?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I don't like to go on the Mars.
You don't like to go what?
The Mars.
You don't like to go to Mars, huh?
No.
Well, how do you know? You've never been there, or have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, the jury's still out on that one, pal. I think you have been there, and we're going to do a little investigating that's going on here, because I think Reno Boomerang Chastain is not of this world. Now, Colonel Bull Montana, what about you? If the aliens came down, would you go?
I would go.
Really?
It'd be me and Bull.
Because you know everybody on this planet anyway. It's time to meet new civilizations and aliens and whatnot.
That's right.
I think you could actually rule Mars. I think you would be an actual great emperor of the galaxy out there. You think that? Okay, he's nodding down there. Jeff, what about you? You'd go?
Oh, absolutely, I'd go. There are a lot of people that think there are a lot of people that are predicting that the world is going to end pretty soon. There are even a group of people who thought the world was going to end today. If you haven't read about that.
Oh, yeah, today's July 29th. They thought the world was going to end today and whatnot. Obviously, we're still, well, the day ain't over yet.
Yes.
So, would I go? Absolutely, I would go. I mean, that's the final frontier.
That's true.
I mean, you know, you've seen everything here. I mean, once you've gone to one country, you've seen all of them. Once you've seen a human being, you've seen all the human beings.
that's
I would
true,
definitely head out there. That's something I would do. Now, I want to know, the fans out there who are listening, would you leave everything if the aliens came down tomorrow and offered you a one-way ticket to the cosmos? Tweet me at After Hours TC. I'm curious to find out if you would go or not. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a big-time commercial break, and if the aliens come down and we're not back, you know what happened.
Hi, my name is Allison Wade, Playboy's Miss May 2006, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani. Enjoy!
All right, welcome back to the show. Obviously, the aliens did not come during the commercial break. Our co-host, Vinny Capelli, could not be here tonight. He was a little under the weather, he said. I think he is a little trouble. That's what the real story is. But he emailed me. Everybody familiar with the MFK game? Who would you marry? Who would you bang? And who would you kill?
Yeah.
Well, here's a little twist I added to it. You know, most people do it with, like, famous celebrities and whatnot. I'm doing with cartoon chicks. Cartoon chicks, all right?
Wilma's for me.
Okay, well, she's not on my list here because that would be an obvious choice. So, all right. Here's the rules of the game. I asked you who would you marry, who would you bang, and who would you kill. All right? My three choices are, okay, ready with this? I'm coming to you first, Ricochet Reno over there. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You have your choice. Velma from Scooby-Doo, Queen Hogartha from the Smurfs, or Peppermint Patty from Peanuts. Now, which one would you marry, which one would you bang, and which one would you kill?
That's hard to. I wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, you have to pick. All right, who would you marry out of the three? Velma, Queen Hogartha, or Peppermint Patty?
Wilma.
You would marry Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Velma.
Okay,
Yeah.
who would you bang? Queen Hogartha or Peppermint Patty?
Wilma.
You can't marry and bang one. You have to pick. It's either Queen Hogartha or Peppermint Patty that you would bang. Queen Hogartha from the Smurfs,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, so I guess you would kill poor Peppermint Patty, huh?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What'd she ever do to you? Okay, all right, Dave.
Yeah.
Who would you marry? Who would you bang? And who would you kill? Velma, Queen Hogartha, or Peppermint Patty? Who you marry?
I'd marry the queen.
You'd marry Queen Hogartha from the
Yeah.
Smurfs, huh?
I'd bang Peppermint Patty.
Really?
Yeah, and the other one.
And you would kill Velma.
I'd kill
Poor Velma from Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I mean-
She's. I think. I don't think she likes men.
I think she was the first cartoon lesbian.
Yes,
I think she was. I mean, she was too busy trying to get her hands on Scooby snacks and all that other stuff, and she was always pissed when Fred and the hot chick there, Daphne, would go one way, and Velma was like, I got stuck with Scoob and Shag again. So that's what you would do, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. All right, Colonel Bull Montana. I'm ready for this one. All right. Who would you marry? Velma, Queen Hogartha, or Peppermint Patty?
Well, I would marry Peppermint Patty.
Why would you marry her? Because she tastes like peppermint?
No, she seems like she's a nice gal.
She seems like she's a nice gal. All right, she's a cartoon character, but
Yep.
all right, unbelievable. So you would marry Peppermint Patty.
Correct.
All right, who would you bang? Velma or Queen Hogartha?
Queen Hogartha.
I'm not visualizing this right now, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know who Queen Hogartha was, she was Gargamel's ugly girlfriend on the Smurfs.
Actually, she was Big Mouth's ugly girl.
Oh, was she? Well, sorry.
Big Mouth hungry.
Yeah, she was Big Mouth's girl.
She was? Well, whoever she was girlfriend on the Smurfs, she was hideous. So you wanna tap Queen Hogartha?
Correct.
Oh, well, there goes my stock in you. So that means you're gonna kill poor Velma,
Right.
right? And how would you kill Velma?
I just hit her with a knife or something.
You actually. Well, that's a good answer, but actually, I think she would drop dead watching you bang Queen Hogartha. So you would kill her that way. All right, South Boston Jeff. I know you know all these cartoon character chicks here, and all right, I'm going to start off. Who would you kill first?
Oh, I'd definitely kill Queen Hogartha for being Queen Hogartha.
Really?
Oh, that's pretty gross. No, all right. I'd kill that right away.
Okay, who would you marry?
I would probably marry Velma. Believe it or no. No. I would probably. I would have to. Yeah, I would have to marry. No, I'm gonna have to Velma. Sorry, because I just can't picture banging Peppermint Patty. She's too poorly drawn.
Okay.
Well, what would I have to stick my through a piece of paper? All right.
really-
So I'm gonna, but you can't have a marriage on paper correctly.
I really don't know.
So I guess I would have to marry Peppermint Patty, and I'm gonna have to.
He's with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fuck Velma, and for all I know, we share the same glasses prescription.
Well, there you have it,
Both
ladies.
can't see without them.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the panel. Now, I guess it's my turn, huh? Okay, I don't know how to top that answer from Jeff over there, but okay, who am I gonna marry here? You know what? I have a strategy of this right here. Okay, all right. I would marry Velma. Do you know why? Because I could get to Daphne.
That's a good answer.
That's what I would do there. All right, I'm definitely killing Queen Hogartha. She has no chance in hell. She's la. She's done, and I guess I'm gonna have to bang Peppermint Patty. She's kind of like a cool Irish chick, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she has that really weird friend Marcy and whatnot, and she was called Sir, right? She was called Sir by Marcy, right, Jeff?
Right. Yeah. That's
Right.
correct.
So she garners respect, I guess. But yeah, I want to thank Vinny Capelli for sending in that fascinating question there. And notice he didn't show up on this show to find out what we'd find out his answers and whatnot. So here's a big question out there for those of you who are following us on Twitter out there: who would you marry? Who would you bang? And who would you kill? The choices are Velma from Scooby-Doo, Queen Hogartha from the Smurfs, and Peppermint Patty from Snoopy. So we're gonna. I see the Colonel over there is regurgitating over his thought of banging Queen Hogartha. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a big time commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Hi, this is Leah Thompson, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
All righty, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. I want to give a big shout-out before we get into our final segment for our good friends over at the Pizza Kitchen who gave us that big pizza pie, Colonel, and it was unbelievable. Half pepperoni, half cheese. Now, did you make that one?
Yes, I made the dough this morning.
You did.
Speaking of where I work, I'd like to say hello to Lindsay, Mr. Fitz, and my friend Vinny.
The man who owns the place, Big Vin down there,
Yeah.
who always hooks us up
Yeah.
with the big pizza pie down here before the show. Unbelievable. This is our final segment here on this edition of After Hours at TC Restani, the podcast. I want to thank my good friends, the Signature Boys, coming in for a wonderful time.
Thank you,
And
Thank you, TC.
it's in the news recently. It was a kind of a sad story, kind of in a way. And are you familiar with the show Sesame Street? Everybody down here is
Yeah.
familiar with the show
Right.
Sesame Street. You know that HBO acquired Sesame Street from PBS over the last year or whatnot, and they gave some pink slips to some of the legends on Sesame Street. I'm not talking about Big Bird, Oscar, or Bert and Ernie. I'm talking about the human counterparts. Do you remember? You remember Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On
Yeah.
there?
Yeah,
No
the
kidding.
bald-headed guy.
He's been on there since the first episode.
Yeah.
They let go Luis,
How could they?
and they
Wow.
let go of Gordon.
Good.
Gordon.
Now, these people have been staples on this show for over 40 years.
Wow.
Longer than some of us, not you, Colonel, that have been alive on this planet. That, I mean, that's kind of in a way insulting.
Yeah, it is.
That they gave the
insulting.
walking papers to Bob, I think his name was Bob McGrath, Luis, and Gordon. I mean, Maria. Remember Maria on the show?
Yeah,
Maria.
Yeah.
She retired from the show last year. At least she retired with dignity.
Yeah.
And Jeff, do you remember what cameo movie she was in long before Sesame Street?
Oh, I do believe so. It's Death Wish. She played a cashier in that.
You're
one.
right. She was the
Exactly.
cashier in Death Wish, and she got harassed by Jeff Goldblum and his gang.
Oh, who didn't?
But I mean, this is really, I mean, for the new generation of kids out there, I'm sure they have new. I haven't watched Sesame Street in quite a long time, but when I saw that, it kind of like a piece of my childhood kind of died.
Yeah, died. Yeah.
It's like you can't get. I mean, you can't get rid of Bob, Luis, and Gordon just
They're
like
legends.
that. I mean, it's like if if the A team was still on and they fired Mr. T, it wouldn't make any sense.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense. Now, hopefully these guys were taken care of and saved their money. They were on this show for
I'm sure they got
40 some odd
compensated.
years. But it was just heartbreaking to know that, can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? And then when you get there, they kick you off Sesame Street. I mean, now
I'm not laughing with that, but geez, I think that is a shame because now I didn't know this. Now that I'm just finding this out, I'm devastated. It's kind of crazy.
It is. It's ridiculous and whatnot. There. Now I want to know who's everybody's favorite character on Sesame Street.
Oh, Snuffleupagus.
Mr. Snuffleupagus. Now you liked
Absolutely.
him better when he was a mystery, or when they revealed him as being like real. And remember
The
when
mystery.
Remember when Big
Yeah.
Bird was the only one who saw him, and everybody thought he was
liked him
crazy.
as the mystery. Yeah.
You liked him as the
Yeah,
mystery out
yeah,
there, huh?
Definitely. Oh, absolutely.
Colonel, who's your favorite on Sesame Street?
My favorite happened to be Cookie Monster.
Of course, it had to revolve something around food. Cookie
Mm-hmm.
Monster. Can you do an imitation of Cookie Monster?
Me want cookie.
I think that was after he smoked a big fat joint.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, he was hanging around with Mr.
smoking
Snuffleupagus
something.
somewhere. Now, Reno, who was your favorite on Sesame Street? You could actually be on Sesame Street. You'd be a great character.
Oscar.
Oscar the Grouch, huh?
Yeah.
Now, why Oscar?
I like when he goes in the can.
You like him because he lives in a trash can, huh?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Donnie, your favorite on
I just
Sesame
moved to a
Street?
trash can.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in there?
Yeah,
I gotta
live
say
in there.
Grover.
Wait a minute. You live in a trash can, Dave?
Yeah, I just bought one.
Why? No, for recreational use or like a summer
just-
home, or
No, it's just my home. It's where I live.
you live in a trash
Yeah,
can? So we can
I dug down. I built a little.
It's got a big
cave.
tar roof on it.
Yeah, it's got a tar roof. It's great.
so we can call you Oscar from now on, huh?
Yeah, Oscar.
All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
So Donnie, you like Grover, huh?
Yeah, Grover. Yeah.
Now, why Grover?
I just liked his personality. He was always really high, upbeat, and always,
near and this is far.
Yeah, exactly. I just always loved the character. He always made me laugh when I
I
was
loved
a kid.
his nose.
I just loved everything about him.
Maybe he was a
His
cousin.
blue
Maybe he
color
was a
and
cousin of
Purple nose or
Gonzo on the
whatever.
Muppets. Huh? Remember him? They kind of looked alike there.
Yeah.
Jeff, who's your favorite on Sesame Street?
Oh, back in the day, it used to be Telly. When he used to be a lot more depressed back in the day. When he first brought him on, he was always complaining. Oh, Maria. But
They got him on
made him
so
a little more,
often,
yeah.
he was
They
crying again.
he's a little more upbeat now and everything.
Little shock
I'm
treatments
sure
going on for
that
Telly.
he started to bring the kids down and everything. So yeah, I can kind of identify with Telly.
Okay, mine on there would probably have to be. There's so many of them out there, but remember the Tweedlebugs
Oh,
The
yeah.
Tweedlebugs. No
Tweedlebug.
that lived inside? What was it?
Tweedlebug.
Ernie's flowers and pots. And went, oh, I'm a Tweedlebug. And those guys were cool. I like when they always used to zoom in on the Tweedlebugs down there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, those dudes, yeah, those guys were great.
Outer space guys. Maybe they're from Mars.
They could be. Well, he could be. Reno, can you go? Yip, 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 yip.
Yep.
Come on, do it, do it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely. You're a cross between a Tweedlebug and those two things out there. But one of the most weirdest things that I remember as a kid on Sesame Street was we all remember Mr. Hooper, right?
Yeah.
The guy who owned the store.
Yeah.
And the actor in real life died. And then they had a whole big thing teaching kids about death. But then guess what happened the next day? Some genius put on a rerun, and Mr. Hooper was back alive again.
No.
So I remember sitting there as a kid, and I was like in like the third or fourth grade or whatever it was, and then the next day in school, everybody's like, "Mr. Hooper came back from the dead." I mean, and it's like people were like,
George Romero had something to do with that.
people were writing in and whatnot. And I remember when we met Carol Spinney, the guy who does the voice of Big Bird and Oscar.
Correct.
We told him that story, and he goes, "Oh my God! I mean, what a hornet's nest that opened up back then." So obviously the guy who played the rerun was fired because they did this whole show dedicated to Mr. Hooper who died.
Right, and then all of a sudden he's back
And then
on.
the next day, he's back.
Yeah, and
ridiculous.
people were like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Kids must have been devastated. They're like, wait a
Reincarnation.
second, no, he is dead, or is he isn't dead?
It's weird. It's just like come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is-
I'm sure that has screwed some kid's mind up out there who's sitting there going, my grandfather died, but Mr. Hooper came back. I know my grandfather's going to come back now, too, because Telly and Big Bird and
dug him up,
Snuffleupagus are
sitting
going to
in
tell
this
me.
room,
Oh, my
taxidermied.
Yeah, he's stuck on the wall. They're waiting. 40 years later, he's waiting for Grandpa to show back up. He's staring at his taxidermy head on the wall. I know Gramps is coming back. I know it's going to happen. It happened to Mr. Hooper. Unbelievable out there. Now, Signature Boys. Now, anything big coming up for you as we wrap the show up? You guys going on tour? You got anything going on? Any movies or anything?
Probably gonna go. Like I said, back on Howard Stern. I'm working my magic as we speak.
Oh yeah.
This is, like I said, is going to be a total new studio. I mean, Sirius, satellite XM. So, I mean, we're going to be able to say what we want. We don't have
Right.
to worry about language
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's
Jeff.
going to be a great.
Yeah.
I like Jeff.
Yeah, like
Okay. And we won't get beeped out though. But it will be like an end of an era for that, and I think he's going to be amazed at how far we came.
yeah, absolutely.
In this,
What year were you guys on there?
we were
2006.
Yeah, something like
2006.
So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And you guys have accumulated a million
man.
more signatures.
Oh, yeah.
Not only signatures, but new friends, new celebrity friends. I mean,
Yeah.
I've done so much since being on that show. I mean, it's changed my life. I mean, as far as, celebrities go and things
You even
like
got
that.
a haircut.
Oh, yeah. Got a haircut, and, it's just, it's changed me, for the better.
Now you guys are in your early 40s right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are going to be doing this for a long, long time right now. But I have to ask the inevitable question: what happens after you die? Do you leave your skin to somebody?
I've already had the Japanese people contact me. They want to make lampshades and stuff like that on my skin.
Really?
They want to make tapestries and things like that. So, also the Hard Rock Cafe wants to taxidermy me and put me in a glass case and put me in probably the Hollywood
I'm being
one.
really serious
Seriously, yeah,
here.
I'm dead serious.
Because there's a lot of people out there that have copied you guys down the road.
yeah, absolutely, it's
But
happening.
you
they
guys
don't
were
have
the
as many.
originators.
We're
of
the
this.
originators, absolutely.
And I think you guys should be in the Smithsonian Institute.
yeah.
I mean, hanging there for the rest of for eternity.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm being all serious. This is
Yeah.
it's on paper it sounds insane.
Right.
But when you guys do it out there, and this in the the amount of attention that the celebrities give you when they do it.
Sure.
Because I've been on a lot of these times when you've getting autographs
Yeah,
out there,
yeah.
and the celebrities are absolutely amazed, and they are honored
Yeah.
to be on your skin.
They love
And
it.
then they're going to
They
see
love it.
TC Restani.
Well, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, TC.
Immortalized. Actually, the signature on your arm, Dave, is
Yeah.
a lot bigger than the one that's on Donnie's arm over there.
Yeah, I know what happened with that, TC.
There's not enough room there. Look at
There
that.
you
But
go.
you know, we can always have room for improvement. Now, you know who you don't have signed on you is Colonel Bull Montana.
That's right.
I know. We're
No,
going to get.
no,
He declined.
I signed his.
Were you going to charge them? Is that what it
No,
was?
I signed his, and I signed Brother Dave over here.
Where? I never saw it.
Yeah,
They don't have it. No, you didn't.
yes, I
Well,
did.
No, you did. So what we're going to do
You want? We did it right here when we had.
No, Colonel. The only people who signed them that night were me and our executive producer Sabrina. Were the only ones that did it.
Yeah,
So what we're gonna do when we wrap the show up, maybe you can sign them, and we'll take pictures and whatnot. All right. I mean, because they have to have everybody in the world, and you know everybody in the world, and people from other worlds as
Gotta
well.
have them all.
You have to have Colonel Bull Montana's
Absolutely,
autograph somewhere.
absolutely.
I mean, you're bigger than Madonna. You're bigger than the Beatles. You're bigger than
Yeah,
anything.
TC,
Literally.
TC, I just gotta say something.
Go ahead.
I was in. We were in Jersey, and then with Donnie over here, and
Right.
Donnie and I, we walked to see. Was it Chris Helms?
Oh yeah, that's right. Chris Holmes from Wasp.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, is that the guy who was drunk in a pool, Jeff?
yes,
he
yes.
fell over. Yeah.
Eye
Yes.
of the Western civilization.
That's right,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was the
Chris
guy
Holmes.
that was drunk in that pool. Yeah,
He was quite interesting, Bull, wasn't he? He was a character.
He was. Chris, I got a good friend of mine play drums with you, and I'd like to say hello if he's got it on iPod. Hello to my buddy
Steve Riley.
Steve Riley from
Yeah.
Revere, Massachusetts. He was the drummer, played with Wasp.
And Donnie's pointing to
I
his
have Steve
autograph
Riley
right
Yeah.
there on his arm.
There's Steve Riley right there,
Yeah.
Bull. I've met Steve Riley a couple of times. He's a real nice guy. He's actually one of my favorite drummers as far as my idols go. Yeah, Steve's from Revere. Actually,
Yeah.
he's a local boy. He's a local boy.
Unbelievable. So that's fascinating. So you guys are doing all over the world. I mean, you got a book deal or something coming out, or like a picture
we
book?
actually have a book, coffee table book that I'm actually working on as we speak, 100 pages, and I have to actually sit down with Dave and figure out, what he wants to do. I've started the introduction and I've started some stuff on it, so that would be something that I'd like to get out and, tell a little bit about the story, about how we started, how everything started, and maybe even go back as far as how we met as kids and whatnot. Just give people a little idea of what where it all began, and then possibly a little book tour after that. That'd be great to
That
go
would be
around.
awesome.
And
It'd be a
sign
kind of change of
things.
things. People be getting your
Yes,
autographs.
exactly, exactly.
Now, what if someone
Something.
came up and said, "Can you sign me?" Would you do it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like a fan came up to you at a book
Absolutely,
signing
sure.
or even on the
I'd
street?
be honored to do that.
I would be on it too.
I've actually already had some people ask me in the street just to sign,
Me too.
pictures and stuff. Actually, I've actually walked down the street and had people come up to me and say, you take a picture with me and my fiance or me and my sister, or
Sometimes
you
we
know.
go places and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, the Signature Boys, and it's like,
yeah, it's like
who
wow,
is this person?
yeah, like we go out to
It's
eat
like,
in a restaurant.
Okay,
or
how you
even,
doing?
Unbelievable. Now, here's the final question of the night for the Signature Boys and our panel down here. Any word on our good friend Mario?
Mario is in a nursing home,
He is.
and he's been there since
Rock and Shock.
Yeah, yeah, since Rock and Shock.
Rock and Shock.
He's been there for 5 years now.
I walked
huh?
him to the hospital in Worcester, remember?
I like it was yesterday.
And he that's it.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
That was it.
He's checked out, huh?
Yeah, his brother actually admitted him. His brother signed the papers over to the state,
Yeah,
or to the. He's like a ward of the state now. His dad passed away. His mom passed away first, and when his dad passed away, kind of left his brother as his sole guardian
Right.
and the one that makes the decisions. And
Well, Mario is a complete legend, and Jeff, can you give us a little Mario impersonation for the end of the show?
I would be proud to show you my me and the Sherry Moon
Let the
Zombie and
celebrity
my,
stalking
right
begin.
here on my because this. You guys are real professionals.
Well, the reason we're bringing up Mario was because he was an unbelievable autograph collector and whatnot. But that's how you guys came in contact with me.
Yeah,
You
pretty
saw
much.
the video
Yeah,
of
that's
Jeff
right.
and Mario celebrity stalking in New York City,
Yeah,
and I
that's
got
right.
an email out of nowhere saying, "What a Signature
me, yeah,
Boys and all this
yeah.
other
Yeah,
stuff,"
that's
and
right.
and the rest they say is history.
It is.
But I want to thank the Signature Boys, Donnie and
Thank you.
Dave, for
Thank
being
you.
on the
Thank you, TC.
podcast.
Thank
You
you,
guys
TC.
are always welcome. You're lifelong friends. You're now part of the family down here and have
Thank
been
you.
for over
Thank you.
5 years.
Thank you.
Donnie and I, we go up and down the roads,
Oh,
all
yeah.
these collectible shows with Jeff
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Colonel Bull Montana and our good friend John out there, Walshy,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and whatnot. We're not going to talk and say what his nickname is. But everybody out there, this is After Hours. You can tweet me at After Hours TC. And like we say at every other show, this is After Hours, and we what?
We never close.